Hello, YouTube. This is Bash bringing you here for the draft recap of Season 9 of the WPL. We are here. We are back. After season 8, we made that sort of playoff run. We made it to the semifinals. We lost to Bravado, probably to my post play and his good prep. But yeah, we're back here, ready for a new season. Hopefully, we can pull out some major dubs in this. Uh, and have some fun in the process. Because I mean, at the end, what happened last season? I wasn't having as much fun because I was getting hacked out. So I decided to switch some things up and on my team, and I started having a lot more fun with the team. So that's kind of what I was looking at. Hopefully, having more fun with this season. So coming into this draft, there was 16 teams, and we ended up with the 10th pick. So not exactly where I was looking at to get, because what I was wanted to do was I wanted to grab Coco again and pair it with. Actually, I'm not going to reveal what I wanted to pair it with, but I kind of wanted to take Taco Coco, but that thing got taken, of course. So pick one, it was never going to fall to pick 10. Mega Latios got taken, Lando T. Mew, which is what I was looking at too. When I saw the 10th pick, maybe I thought Mew could possibly drop to me or Celesteela. Both of those got taken. But somehow, this mon didn't get taken, and that's where we're gonna start my draft off. And actually, it's the logo for the WPL. We got Kieran Black here with Warriors. This thing hits like a monster truck. Which actually, this is my overall Z user. So in our league, we have one overall Z user can use any attacking or status Z move except for evasion and omni boosting, and then we have two regular just attacking Z users. So this is my overall all attacking. All as a user. Kieran Black. Kieran Black Boreas is here. Uh, God, God of the North of the God of the Ice kind of thing. Kind of got with that going. But Kieran Black hits like a monster truck. Like this thing is so difficult to switch into. Probably the hardest in the actual game to switch into, other than maybe like Mega Ball Wow, Mega Medicham kind of thing. But even then, this thing hits incredibly hard and it still can hold an item as well. So that's something to note. This thing hits extremely hard with stuff like Free Shock. Has really good coverages and like Fusion Bolt, Earth Power, Stone Edge, those kind of things, and can also um, just put in a lot of work. And it's really bulky as well. It gets a lot of recovery, those kind of things. Um, but the only thing I have to be worried about is getting revenge and rocks kind of thing, because that's kind of the way you beat King Black. Because it's not the bulk is not bulky things is not really gonna want to take on this that well. Like except for like Registeel kind of thing, but even then Registeel can be worn down. And I have ways around Registeel like on my team anyway, so like that's something to note. But coming with this next pick, because I decided to take this pick, I had to redo my entire draft. Especially since my next pick, I was going to try to get this with Jirachi, which would have been I thought would have been really cool, getting Stealth Rocks and Jirachi getting U-turn momentum. Jirachi's really Kieran Black can really break for Jirachi, and Jirachi can be a really good defensive pivot and wish passer into it. Um, so that's something I was looking at. I believe I was also looking at a Clefable as well. Fable could have been nice to set up hazards, be a good start to Fairy Dragon Steel Core, but we end up going a different direction because of those snipes. And we end up grabbing Mega Alakazam now. Mega Alakazam I think pairs very well with Kieran Black, not because of like a typing perspective, but more of a role perspective kind of thing. As Kieran Black is able to break pretty much everything, while Mega Alakazam is here with that speed to try to sweep kind of thing. It can Mega Alakazam can break things too. Because don't get me wrong, that thing hits it like a truck on the special attacking side. But Kieran Black, combined with Mega Alakazam, can just destroy teams. The only thing that really wants to deal with this core right here is probably steel types, and I find a way to deal with steel types later on. So that's not the worst thing in the world. Although I did look to try to grab like something like, um, I was thinking about grabbing Thundi Eye here or Infernape, because I thought Thundi or Infernape could have been really nice as well. Um, at this point, or even like a really bulky water like Suicune or Suicune Milotic or something like that. But I think I was gonna wait on Milotic because at this point, I believe the only bulky water I was looking at that was taken was not even bulky waters. I don't think any bulky waters were taken at this point. So Suicune was still around, Milotic was still around, Big Porian was still around. Those were the three major ones I was looking at. Um, so we go into our next pick, and I'm deciding to grab another tier one. And it's gonna be my final tier one at this point because of the points and for the free tiers. And this thing hits like a monster truck as well, and that is Thunderous Terry in form. Thunderous, oh my god, hits extremely hard. This is also my Z user, another Z user. This thing hits really hard, gets really good setup as well, gets momentum as well, which I love. And things I want to switch into this are ground types, grass types, things like those dragon types, and you know what eats those for breakfast? Kieran Black. Oh yeah, that's kind of why I like the pair between Thunderstarian and Kieran Black, because I can pull that momentum into Kieran Black and allow Kieran Black to just claim a life right there. Kind of why I like the two pair together at least. So that's that. I'm gonna. So we move on in this draft. And I decided to grab a hazard removal and a bulky mon to deal with the what's it called? To deal with dark types that want to force out Mega Alakazam or scare Mega Alakazam. I decided to put a hold on Suicune. Even Toxapex I was considering as well. I decided to put a hold on my bulky water, which is gonna come into play later on, but that's besides the point. As we are gonna grab our Wish Passer actually and Defogger Florges. Now Florges, I have really mixed emotions about Fergus. I feel like it's a terrible mon, but I think it also has to do with the team. I think it's not really that good of a mon, but I feel like it fits this team, and I feel like with my next pick, I think these two picks are going to pair very well together. And I think Florgus can put in a lot of work on this team, and is really good for hazard removal as well. Because Thunderous Terry is not really good hazard removal to be honest, and that was my only removal at this point with the team with Kieran Black and Thunderous Terry. So Florgus is really good hazard removal for my team, and that means going into my next pick, I'm going to grab a mon that I was really looking forward to using. I think really paired with this team, and that's Cobalion, which is my third and final Z user. Cobalion Braveheart here is back with the Z captain with the justified ability. I think they worked. Cobalion fits this team really well. Steel type stop Florgus like a lot, but Cobalion just eats them for breakfast kind of thing. Um, and also Cobalion eats dark types for breakfast as well as Florgus does too. So I think Wish passing into Cobalion is really nice at this point. But at this point, it came into my next pick, and I was trying to decide what to do. And for whatever reason, um, Milotic was not marked off on the draft page, and I thought Milotic was free at this point. So I was like, okay, Suicune is gone, fine. Toxapex is gone, fine. Vaporeon is gone, fine. I still have Milotic. I can grab it right now. But nope. Turns out Milotic was taken. Oh, a whole day before I was gonna make the pick. So I was like, before Toxapex was taken, I think before Suicune and Vaporeon. So that's just a big uh-oh. So that puts me behind the wheel. So at this point, I'm going to have to. I panicked and grabbed a bulky water. I don't know how I feel about it. Um, but I think it could be decent to be honest. And that is Slowbro. Now that does mean we are doubling up on Psychic type, but Psychic type isn't the worst thing to double up on. It gives me another fighting resist that Mega Zam doesn't want to take the fighting as much because Mega Zam is kind of frail on the physical side. While Slowbro is really bulky on the physical side, and that regenerator is kind of nice as well. And the fact that I can have Heal Bell or like on Forgus too to deal with those removal, and Forgus and Silver together work really well together if you look at it. Silver deals with pretty much all the physical attacking mods, while Forgus can deal with all the specialing pretty much at this point. Um, and Silver has a lot of good options to hit with. I will say I'm a little disappointed that it doesn't really get phasing at all, but we're just gonna have to deal with that when the time comes, because it's gonna be a little rough with that. But not much really to say. What I could have done maybe was grab like, I don't know, like a weird tier, a weird water, I guess. I mean, I could have gotten like Alamolo, but like Alamolo is not really what I wanted, and it doesn't have phasing. It doesn't have phasing as well, so like it's a worse version. And still think Silver is kind of gonna be helpful for our team, especially since it gives us another fighting resist for Kobalion and Kieran Black to deal with. So that's kind of nice, I think. Um, and Regenerator is always nice with Sobro, so and it can actually hit decently hard with the base 100 special attack. So with that, I'm gonna switch up my draft plan. I was not planning on grabbing this mod at all, which is gonna make because of all these snipes, and stuff like that. I am forced to grab a very bulky draft, which I'm not used to doing, but we're just gonna have to work with it this season. Slowbro is another mod we're gonna add to this bulky core with Forgus, and even Kieran Black and Kobalion to extend too. But we're gonna add another really bulky mod, and that's Umbreon. We're grabbing Umbreon. Yeah, this is because gonna punish this league for sniping me, man. This thing is so bulky. I love it with this team, because of the fact that double wish passing as well. And they don't even have to run wish pass; they get their own reliable recovery in Moonlight. So that's like really synthesis. So that's really nice in Fergus and Umbreon. And wish passing with this is really nice. I also have two clerics, which is really nice. And as well as a really good answer to Ghost and Dark types that really want to threaten Silver, Mega Alakazam. A really good one. Because Kabalion might get worn down, but Umbreon will not get worn down. Like that thing, it just lives forever. And I love also baton passing out with this thing. It's really good to slow baton pass out into like Kieran Black, Cobalion, Mega Alakazam, Thundurus, get things in on this. Because what things want to come in on this, fighting types, bug types. Let's see, fighting bug. What else? What's the pressure? This fairy types. Um, I have ways to beat those. Thunder's Terran can definitely destroy bug types. Mega Alakazam destroys the fighting types, and honestly, fairy types do not want to deal with Cobalion, or even to extent Kieran Black, depending on depending on the fairy type, and a Thunderous Terran as well. So that's something to note as well. So going later on to into this draft. Ooh. Oh, sorry about that. We're going into this later in this draft, with this next pick at least. I'm gonna grab another way to deal with steel types, kind of a way, as well as another way to deal with electric types, and can force those mons out, to be honest. And that is Mudsdale here. Now, as you see, ever since I talked about the first like 3 picks, I've built ways to deal with like first like 3 out of the 4 picks. I talked about dealing with fighting types, not fighting types, steel types, and now have plenty of answers to it. Cobalion, Mudsdale, Slowbro, Luna as well. Umbreon can deal with the steel types as well, depending on the steel type. So Mudsdale is here. It's another good rocker. So now I have 2 rockers that are really good. This thing has a phaser, which is what I wanted on my team as well. This thing can, and this with stamina, it's so good with wish passing. So I love that with Mudsdale here. And I think it's gonna be really good. I love using Mudsdale. Mudsdale is like my favorite low tier ground type ever. Like it's just I love that mon so much. But moving on, I believe at this point I was trying to figure out what to do with my draft. I could go a couple different ways, but I kind of wanted what I wanted was I wanted stack has a stack, but I also wanted another remover. So in these next 2 picks, I'm going to try to grab those. But at this point, I'm going to grab another hazard removal and another Pokemon in tier 5. With Eviolite, I will admit Eviolite, but look at the team I have right now. Like Cobalion, you don't want to knock off on a Cobalion. Like you don't really want to. And Kieran Black, like if he's Z Kieran Black, oh my god, you're gonna be blown back by if you want to try to knock off a Kieran Black. And Forgus too. Forgus so bulky as well. and can eat like a knockoff as well. And knockoff doesn't hit Mega Alexander as hard as like Crunch or Night Slash kind of thing, so that's something to note as well. So that's pretty good, I think, for our team at least. And we're gonna grab Golbat. This gives me, oh, why is this showing up as, oh, we're gonna ignore that. This is named after a sketch. I don't know. I'm sure you've seen him plenty of times on this channel, but it's named after Sketch, Sketchy Bat here, Junior. And this thing is really bulky. Gets taunt, gets removal, gets phasing in. I believe it has Whirlwind, but also has Haze, I believe. Gets momentum is a huge part as well, and it gets flying stab because Thunders does not have flying stab. This thing is a great answer to fighting types, which I like as well, to help with Cure and Black. It does not answer rock types, but I have ways to deal with rock types for Valley and Mudsdale. So like, I think this team's really pulling together really well, and this game really bulky if you look at the team. Because look at that team. Ever since like the Cobalion Thunderous Terrian sort of like pick, I have the Thunderous Terrian. Oh, Thunderous Terrian pick. I've grabbed just bulk pretty much, and that's kind of what I was looking at for this draft. And it's gonna get a little bit bulkier as we're gonna grab another Eviolite user in tier 5 for one of our free picks. And a Spike Stacker and a T-Spike Stacker. So that's gonna be Rosalia. Rosalia's here. Really bulky in the special side. Both the Eviolite gets super bulky. Gets reliable recovery, gets spikes, gets T-Spikes, which is what I love for this team. Also can hit really hard with its with its moves, and it has Poison Point as well, and Natural Cure, which is really nice. Leaf Guard, not as much. It's not really as good as like Technician as its evolution Rosary gets, but I think Rosalia is able to deal with a lot of stuff as well. Anyway, so looking forward to using Rosalia. Have not used Rosalia before. I've used Rosary plenty of times though, and I love that mon. But I think Rosalia could give a little more bulk to our team as well. Gives me another fighting resist as well. Oh boy. Gives me ways to deal with bulky waters as well. And can help with dealing with other things like bug types as well. So that's something to note. And then, so coming into my last pick, as you're gonna tell, my throat's a little sore at this point, but I didn't know what to do with this pick. I wanted a fire type on my team. As you see, I lacked it, and I wanted another thing to pressure steel types. And I wanted a way to deal with some bug types as well. But there was a couple different options I could go, which, by the way, the dock was messed up, so I thought I was going to get a tier 3, but I ended up having to actually get a tier 4. So I was looking at, I thought for tier 3 I was going to grab like Emboar, like Salazar, like who else, Rotom Heat or something like that, but like we ended up going with a tier 4, which I had options there. I could have grabbed Torkoal, I could have grabbed Ninetales, I could have grabbed a couple different things, I believe, in tier 4 at this point. There isn't much left at this point. I was hoping maybe, I was also considering in tier 3 when this is happening, to grab like Gyarados or Feraligatr, which could have been really cool for my team for the end of the setup option. But of course we have to get up tier 4 instead, and I believe at this point, let's see, wait, hold up a second, this is not, we could have grabbed like things like, as I said before, Ninetales, which could have been really cool. I thought Ninetales was a good pick, a cool pick. I also was looking at like things like, as I said before, the Torkoal, which could have been cool for Rapid Spin. Gives me another rocker. Gives me Sun, which isn't that bad for our team. But but my fire resist aren't that amazing, which is why I was kind of like, eh. Like Slowbro was my best fire resist, other than like Torkoal, but then like I just didn't feel it really that well. I believe also at this other pick, that was kind of like what I was looking at tier 4. I could have also gone with like Moltres. I was looking at Moltres as well. Oh, wait. Was Talonflame actually tier 5? I should have just grabbed that. I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, well, I could have also grabbed Moltres in tier 4. But I was kind of looking at like options, and I kind of like this one the best. It gives me momentum. It's not 4 times weak to rocks. Um, and it actually does. It's not weak to rocks either, which is really nice. That's Blaziken. Blaziken, not speed boost, just blaze. Because speed boost is broken in regular draft league. So Blaziken's here. Has really good setup options, which is kind of like as well. I guess it has priority as well, which I was looking at. In vacuum wave, my team doesn't really have the best options in priority. Um, to be honest, at all. So that's why I kind of like that. It gives me another way to pressure steel types and can pressure rock types with its fighting coverage as well. Um, and it gets like cool coverage moves like knock off and like stone edge and stuff like that. And it gets removal and defog, which is amazing because that means I have now like Forgus, Golbat, Thundery, and Blaziken and defog. So that's really, I think that's really good. Um, Adding this just to like a low key kind of defogging threat kind of thing, as well as it hits really hard. To be honest, and it gets weird coverage moves like Brave Bird as well. So I kind of like that with our team. And this is our team for the season. I don't know if it's gonna stay the same like this. I really wish I knew Talonflame was tier 5. I would have totally grabbed that. I wish I saw that. I just expected Talonflame to be tier 3 or 4, to be honest. Because the speed tiering isn't amazing on this team. I have a couple. Yeah, I do have a couple holes in this team. Um, a couple things I would like are wrong with this team, but there's a lot of good things that went right, and like that's what happens with getting sniped so many times. I decided to build a team that doesn't really fit the kind of build I was usually make. So it does have a little holes if you look at it. Like priority isn't the best on this team. So is the fact my speed tiers aren't absolutely amazing. But with that comes a lot of bulk, a lot of being able to switch into mons. Because I mean, honestly, our team could switch into like anything, like the combination of like just alone Forgus, Umbreon, Slowbro alone just switches into everything, and then you got add in like Golbat, Mudsdale, Rosalia. Like those mons are so bulky, and Kieran Black to an extent too. So like that's really good, I think, for our team. It's gonna be really hard to break down our team, and we're just gonna have to. It's gonna be long games, guys. It's gonna be really long games. I don't know if I want to do live comps for this, to be honest. But we'll figure out when we get there if we're doing live comps or post comps. Um, so that's the team for the season. We might make transactions. If not, we're probably gonna just rock this out though. See how it goes. If I start not liking the team, I will just make some transactions and we'll fix it. So thank you all so much for watching. And until next time, Bash out.